And now we just wait for my Kindle to turn on. Probably should have done that sooner. But I have the book right here to show off. It's just that, if I have to respond to chat, it's awkward to do that and hold the book at the same time. So we're just waiting for this to fire up. Pun entirely intended. For anyone in my audience who is not fully in the know, we did attempt this book before. Before. But we didn't get very far. In fact, we died twice on night one and call it a day. But not this time. This time, we're gonna finish a night every stream. I don't yet know if we're doing the optional 6 night, but we're gonna at least do the main 5. Library. Okay. What?
Boy Scouts now have girls in it.
Okay.
We have Girl Scouts.
Yeah, I know.
What are we in the Boy Scouts for?
Because excluding women is sexist.
We don't let boys in the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, but that's excluding men, therefore not sexist.
That's stupid.
Welcome to the world.
I was a Girl Scout. Well, I was also a Boy Scout, though, when I was a cadet. I didn't want to be a Boy Scout.
These are all the interactive novels that I've sorted into a pile in my Kindle. Just gotta wait for this one to download. Gotta wait for the week before it to download. Intro. You are Ralph, and working as security at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is your dream job. At least, that's what you told him in the interview. You've been there so long, the relentlessly cheerful animatronic characters feel like old friends. You love how their antics bring saccharine smiles to kids' faces. This place creates happy family memories, and you help make that possible. But all good things must come to an end. It's time to move on while you still can. This is your last week. You've always worked the day shift, but after a sudden staff vacancy and temporary closure, management asks you to take the night shift for a change. Letting them down is never an option. Freddy, Bonnie, Cheek, and Foxy are Fazbear Entertainment's biggest assets. Your duty is to protect them and the restaurant's reputation. Your contract calls it a matter of life and death. You've heard rumors that the animatronics get somewhat lively after hours, but no one's better equipped to handle them than you, 22-time Employee of the Month. As Night Watchman, you'll face many choices that lead to various outcomes. If you find an item that might help you do your job, write it down for later. Now for your big decision. If you want to play on easy difficulty, add paperclip, screwdriver, and flashlight to your inventory. If you want to play on normal difficulty, start out with only your wits.
Okay.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, you choose this one.
Hang on. We're gonna need paper for the inventory.
Okay.
I don't feel like turning on the other tab.
Okay. What is that?
Background noise.
Okay. Good. I thought I was gonna have to get up and dance, and then I was gonna say.
No, it's just for background music.
good. Because nobody wants to see that.
No. Okay, so inventory. See? Inventory. We got paperclip. Screwdriver. And flashlight. Inventory, paperclip, screwdriver, and flashlight. We're gonna do easy difficulty. It's our first playthrough. Well, our first good one. Night 1, 12 a.m. The security office at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is practically a second home. You spent so much time over your career. Probably too much time cooped up in a glorified closet, staring at a buzzing, flickering monitor until your eyes dry out. But everyone's got to make a living, and you have an 11-year-old daughter, Capelia, to provide for. You often feel like the only thing you're good at is protecting others, even at your own expense. The office is always dark since there aren't any outside windows, but somehow at night it still manages to give you the creeps. You're probably just spooked because you're all alone in the restaurant, aside from Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Animatronics aren't fantastic conversationalists, but boy can they sing and dance. Of course, they've also been known to do other things. Rumor is they've become strangely aggressive lately, but surely those glitches were ironed out or they wouldn't have reopened this place. Not that customers have exactly been flocking back just yet. After the restaurant closes and everyone is gone, the animatronics enter roaming mode and walk around to prevent their servos from locking up. You hear heavy footsteps echoing out there now. Clomp, clomp, clomp. If animatronics encounter you in the restaurant at night, they should ignore you, but your safest bet is to stay in the office until 6 o'clock a.m. when they return to the stage. Enter sleep mode and recharge. Then you can go home. Management cares about their employees, and it's time-consuming and expensive to hire and train new ones, not to mention the occasional legal fees and the hassle of covering up accidents. So they install reinforced doors on either side of the office. In the unlikely event that an animatronic visits you here, you can open and shut the east and west doors by pressing the big red buttons in the doorways. The light switches below them illuminate the east and west halls outside your office so you can see whether anything is out there. Surviving the night probably seems like a low bar for a job, but this isn't just about collecting a check. You may have to venture out of the office from time to time. The animatronics are clumsy, and mindless naturally. If they break something out there, you have to go fix it and clean up the mess right away so the restaurant is ready to open, just in case any customers show up. Think of the children. Of course, your number one concern is making sure nothing happens to Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Oh, and don't forget about Foxy. Do not forget about Foxy. There are 3 security monitors on the desk, but 2 of them are always on the fritz. Replacing them would let you see more, but you guess management spent the money on those doors instead. Use the control panel in front of you. Oh, hello, David. Use the control panel in front of you to switch the one working display to feeds from various cameras around the restaurant. You check the stage first. Your heart pounds when you see Bonnie and Chica are gone. So that's who you heard walking around the restaurant. Freddy's just hanging out up there on his own. The brown bear is dapper as always in his black top hat and bow tie. You're glad they restored the vintage animatronic. What am I doing? I am reading through an interactive novel based on Five Nights at Freddy's. This is a choose-your-own-adventure book based on the events prior to the first game. The brown bear is dapper as always in his black top hat and bow tie. You're glad they restored the vintage animatronic with his classic look. Freddy doesn't wander much, as if he's above all that, just because he's the star of the show. Or maybe he's saving his energy for something. I'm the star of the show, you tell yourself as you switch over to the Pirate Cove camera. Foxy is shy, the curtains are drawn, so he must still be back there. Before you locate Bonnie and Chica, you discover a situation that demands immediate attention. The lights in the men's restroom are out. You must replace the light bulbs before your shift ends. and it's better to do it sooner than later. Should we exit through the door on the left, the right, or check the cameras?
Check the cameras. I want to know what's going on.
It's always a good idea to check the monitors to see where the animatronics are at any given time, especially if you're thinking about leaving the office. You quickly click through the camera feed. Freddy is on stage, but he's moved since the last time you looked in on him. He's facing the camera now, his eyes seemingly gazing into your soul as if to say, I know that you're watching. You shudder. Who watches the watcher? Wide eyes appear from behind the curtain in Pirate Cove, and then blink out. Not so fast, Foxy. You can't find Chica anywhere, but the camera in the kitchen has been broken for a while. It only picks up audio, no video. Something is in there rattling pots and pans and banging cabinet doors. The giant yellow chicken has a voracious appetite. Sounds like she's a bit peckish and looking for a midnight snack. Bonnie... Where's Bonnie? There, in the West Hall, headed towards the security office. Okay, so let's see. He's in the West Hall. That's the left, so we gotta go through the right. The restrooms are located on the east side of the restaurant, so you head through the door on your right. You glance at the rules for safety poster as you exit the office, the security office. You don't know why they're posted in this corner where kids shouldn't be anyway. The rules certainly don't apply to you, especially number 8, leave before dark. You laugh nervously. The hallway is decorated with cheerful stars and a checkerboard stripe matching the floor tiles, but the dim light from the lone fixture overhead makes the fading decor seem almost sinister, especially the vintage character posters for Chica, Freddy, and Bonnie. What was that? You thought you heard something, but it was far off. A clanking sound. Maybe from the kitchen? The sound of a 6-foot-tall animatronic chicken might make, if knocked, a metal pot off the counter. You pause and strain your ears to listen, but you hear nothing more. You reach the dining area. An overhead light illuminates 6 long tables already prepped for a party with confetti tablecloths and party hats lined up. You start to make your way to the restrooms, but you freeze at the sound of slow, heavy footsteps. Should we hide under a table, knock over a table as distraction, or hurry to the bathroom?
Knock over a table is distraction. That's going to slow us down.
Yeah.
Hide under the table. You know they're going to fucking find us.
Yeah, so let's hurry to the bathroom.
Look to the bathroom.
You don't like being out in the open here. If you can make it to the restroom, you can try to block the door to keep the animatronics out while you replace the light bulbs. You race toward the restroom, the rubber soles of your shoes squeaking on the red and blue vinyl tiles. But remember, the animatronics are surprisingly fast when they want to be. You only make it halfway across the dining area before powerful yellow arms grab you from behind. Your blood-curdling scream drowns out the whir of animatronic servos and cracking bones. Game over.
Shit. We were gonna die anyway.
Yeah. Door through the right. Okay, so hide under a table?
Sure, why not?
You scramble under a table and lie on your stomach, peering out from under the table, in front of the tablecloth. Now you feel the vibration of footsteps as well as hear them. They plod toward the dining area. The animatronic would be moving faster if it knew your location. If you make a break for it and stay low behind the tables, you might be able to reach the restrooms without being spotted. Or you can cower here silently and hope whoever it is moves on soon.
Don't breathe. Don't move. Don't breathe.
Keep waiting. They say discretion is the better part of valor, so you keep hiding and waiting. Definitely not because you're too scared to budge. The footsteps cease, and you wonder if the animatronic is waiting for you. You clamp a hand over your mouth and count the dried, pale wads of gum stuck to the bottom of the table. 7. Gross. After several minutes, which seem more like an hour, you're pretty sure the coast is clear. From your vantage point on the floor, you don't see any oversized animal feet in your immediate vicinity. It's time to make your move. Should we head straight to the bathroom or check the tabletop first?
I'm gonna check to see if it's clear.
You crawl out from under the table and grab it to pull yourself up. Your legs are a bit shaky. There isn't a lot on the table. The flimsy white vinyl tablecloth is decorated with colorful confetti. It's disposable, so after a party, the staff can just scoop up all the plates, food scraps, and other detritus and toss it all into a garbage bag. It's wasteful, but faster and cheaper than having to launder dozens of fabric tablecloths post children's birthday parties every single day. 5 pointed party hats with different colored stripes are lined up in the middle of the table. Something shiny catches your eye, a foil gum wrapper. You sigh and slip it into a pocket to discard later. People just leave their trash wherever they feel like it. This wouldn't have happened in the old days, when working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was a badge of honor. The franchise has truly fallen on hard times, thanks to those pernicious rumors about missing kids, and the lingering bad press from the bite of '87. If only the victim could tell what he did to provoke that attack, but he doesn't talk anymore, or do much else. So the press completely blew the incident out of proportion, and the place hasn't been the same since. That makes it a little easier for you to be moving on. But you're going to be a model employee right up to the end. Add gum wrapper to your inventory. Gum wrapper. You step into the men's restroom and shut the door. The antiseptic scent of bleach still pervades the air, which is far from the worst thing you've whiffed in there. You try to look around, but it's too dark with both lights out. That's why you're here. What are the odds that 2 bulbs would burn out at the same time? Maybe there was some kind of power surge. After all, the wiring in the building is ancient. That's probably why the cameras always glitch and monitors in the security office keep overloading. That might even explain some of the strange behavior exhibited by the animatronics. Unless you shake your head. You're in the dark when it comes to that stuff. In this case, literally, just focus on your job, you think. Focus on getting home to Capelia. Everything else is way above your pay grade. If you replace the first light bulb, listen at the door or inspect the sink.
Inspect the sink, because if it breaks, we're gonna die.
Plink, plink, plink. That dripping faucet is so annoying you can't concentrate on anything else. You turn to your right and feel for the sinks as you edge along the wall. When you reach them, you tighten the hot and cold water taps until the drip stops. The sink is filled with water. It appears that something is clogging the drain. You probe it and feel something soft and slimy. You pry it loose and squish it in your fingers. It's slightly sticky. You raise it to your nose and sniff tentatively. Chewed gum. Ugh. With the obstruction removed, the water drains out of the sink, gurgling down the pipes. Add chewed gum to your inventory. Chewed gum. Okay, so replace the bulb or listen at the door. Maybe the darkness is making you paranoid, but you press your ear against the door and listen. If an animatronic follows you into the restroom, it won't be great for you. There's only one way out. At least I'm in the best place for a person to lose control of their bladder. You chuckle and wince as the sound echoes around you. The restaurant sounds quiet, which oddly makes you feel even more nervous. The darkness seems to be pressing in on you, making it hard to breathe, even harder to think. Your imagination is running wild without any sensory inputs. All you want to do is replace the light bulbs and get back to the security office as quickly as possible. Replace the first light bulb. How many night watchmen does it take to change a light bulb? None. They refuse to do it because if they chase away the night, they're out of a job. You smile to yourself as you take a detour to retrieve a step stool and new bulb from the maintenance closet. You often make up jokes in your head while you're working, and you can't wait to get home to inflict your latest creations on Capelia. She'll groan loudly and say affectionately, "Bad joke, Dad." You'll remind her that telling dad jokes is a mandatory requirement of all fathers, and you never shirk on your duty. The boring real answer to the question is, of course, 1. You finish twisting the new bulb inside the socket and say, "Let there be light," as it flickers on, casting the bathroom in its warm glow. You blink as your eyes adjust from the darkness. The white porcelain urinals and sinks are gleaming. This is the cleanest the bathroom will be all day. Once the restroom opens and kids are unleashed to eat and play, this will quickly become one of the most disgusting rooms in the facility. One light down, one to go. Replace the second bulb or listen at the door again. Your caution pays off. You hear footsteps outside, moving much more quickly than Bonnie or Chica usually do, getting louder by the second. While you've been in the restroom, you haven't been keeping an eye on Pirate Cove. Foxy must have left his attraction. You hope he didn't hear you working in here, but he does have big ears. They're among the few parts that still function on that tired little animatronic. Yeah, he's on his way to the restroom right now, and you don't have much time before he gets to you. Should we barricade the door or hide in the stall?
He'll break the barricade. We gotta hide. Fast!
Hide. You have to hide. You can't fit in the maintenance closet. It's too small and cramped full of mops and buckets and cleaning supplies. Your only option is to duck into one of the stalls and stand on the toilet, like you did in elementary school when you needed to get away from the mean kids. Now that you think about it, maybe that's one of the reasons you became a security guard, so you can help those who can't help themselves. Of course, you imagined that you would be armed in order to protect and serve, but weapons of any kind aren't allowed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Nothing kills a kid's party more than seeing someone with a taser hanging out in the corner, even if he is the good guy. You dash to the first bathroom stall, but find that it's locked from the inside. It's secure with a simple slide bolt latch. You might be able to get it open if you had something thin enough to fit between the door and the jamb.
Oh, just slide it, crawl underneath the fucking thing!
But, we have a paperclip.
Okay, fine.
Paperclip. You check your pockets for the paperclip you found earlier. Got it! You straighten out the wire and then bend one end up at the right angle. Foxy isn't the only one with a hook now. You insert your new makeshift tool between the door and frame and fiddle around. It only takes you a second to catch the knob of the bolt and slide the lock open. The door swings out toward you. You slip into the stall and pull the door closed. You don't believe this. The door won't stay shut. The slide bolt is jammed now. Oops. And you can't lock the door. What rotten luck. Foxy's footsteps stop right outside the restroom. What now? Should we try the next stall over or hold the door shut? You try to hold the stall door closed, but it's difficult to maintain a grip on the small knob of the broken slide bolt latch. It keeps slipping from between your finger and thumb. The restroom door bangs open loudly enough to make you wince. The crash echoes along with heavy clanging footsteps on the tile floor. It's definitely Foxy. His plush costume is worn away and tattered all over, leaving his endoskeleton legs and feet completely exposed. Why is he still here? He should have left the restroom when he didn't find anyone inside. Please go away, Foxy. The stall door rattles in its frame as you shift your precarious hold on it. It's an almost imperceptible sound and movement, but you hear the servos of Foxy's ears as they swivel in your direction. My, what large ears you have! You suppress a mad giggle as panic overcomes you. A horrible scream rends the air, and the stall door is yanked out of your grip as Foxy rips it right off its hinges. He rushes toward you, eyes wild and mouth wide. Game over.
Fuck!
Okay.
So, what do we do instead of holding it closed?
Try the next stall.
Okay, try the next stall.
Let me, hang on, I gotta get us back there. Okay, next stall over. The next stall over is open, but before you can get inside it, the bathroom door bangs open and slams against the wall, loud as a gunshot. Foxy the pirate is here and he knows how to make an entrance. His exposed metal feet clink against the floor as he steps into the bathroom. The porcelain tiles crack under the pressure of his weight. His eye patch is pulled up so both of his glowing wide eyes are focused intently on you. He scrapes his hook along the wall as he stalks toward you. And then he starts humming. Foxy used to sing in stage shows with Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica until he was banished to Pirate Cove and left to be forgotten. The tune is slow and unsettling, but you can't remember the song, at least not in the short time you have left. Game over. Okay, so I guess we gotta barricade the door.
I guess so.
Gotta get us back there. Barricade the door. You can't lock the doors because kids always find a way to get themselves trapped inside the restroom. So you look around for something to shove against it. The trash can doesn't look heavy enough and you're out of time. Foxy is outside. The door moves inward and you lean your back against it, pushing it closed again with all your might, as if your life depends on it. Which it does. The light bulb you just changed starts flickering as Foxy's metal hook bangs and scrapes against the door. Each impact sends a jolt through your body, vibrating in your bones. You hope Foxy will just go away, but he just keeps pounding on the door and screeching. Sweat pours down your face, and your feet slide on the slick tiles. You're losing your grip on the door and on reality. The door opens enough to let him get his metal hook inside. The pointed tip is an inch away from your right eye. All you have to do is hold the door until 6 a.m. Unfortunately, you can't even hold it for 6 seconds. Game over. The hell are we supposed to do? Alright. Hide under a table. Keep waiting. Check tabletop. Place the first bulb. Maybe we should replace the second bulb? We've tried everything that listening at the door lets us do.
I guess so.
You've just removed the second burned out bulb when you hear something big run up to the door. Foxy, you think just before he busts the door open. The tattered crimson fox gapes at you, one eye covered with a black patch, jaw hanging slack to reveal vicious teeth. His right arm is raised threateningly with a sharp silver hook on the end of his hand should be. Everything about this animatronic screams not for kids, which is probably why his attraction has been marked out of order for the reopening. Though as far as you know, he's never bitten any kids. But now Foxy is literally screaming and rushing towards you. You hurl the light bulb in your hand at him, but it shatters harmlessly against his head, and broken shards of glass tinkle on the floor tiles. Great move. Now he's really agitated. The good news is, you won't have to clean up the mess. The bad news is, you are the mess. Game over. Fuck! How are we supposed to win this? How are we supposed to get through this?
I don't know.
Okay, this time maybe we know. How are we supposed to get through this? First bulb. Okay, we're going to try inspecting the sink this time. Because it gives us the option to do it again.
Okay.
One of the sinks is lower than the other to make it easier for kids to reach the faucets, just as one of the urinals is a child's height. It's a thoughtful detail in a place designed for children and families. Heavy feet are running in the dining area. The sound rapidly gets louder. You barely have time to process what's happening when the door bursts open. You see glowing white eyes and in the dim light recognize the tall, lean silhouette of Foxy the Pirate. His wicked sharp teeth and the metal hook on the end of his right arm glint in the dark bathroom. Seeing Foxy up close usually sends a thrill through you. You used to stop in to see him every day at the end of your shift, until they closed his attraction and warned everyone to stay out of Pirate Cove. The tattered animatronic rushes toward you in an eye blink. Your combined screams reverberate deafeningly in the bathroom. Your final thought before the darkness becomes permanent is, "But you were my favorite." Fuck!
I don't think you. There's no fucking way to win. To survive.
How are we supposed to get through this?
I didn't know. How about we just just not? What, is there an option to just not fix the light bulb?
No. Fuck, man. Okay, hide in the stall. Try the next stall over. Fuck. I can't find a path that lets us win night one. Okay, well this series is dead in the water.
There has to be a way to win this.
You'd think. I have no idea how we're supposed to get through this. Maybe we're supposed to go through the door on the left, but that makes no sense because that's where Bonnie is.
Well, let's try going through the door on the left.
Eager to fix the restroom lights and get back to keep what?
We have to follow this like Sherlock. When you have eliminated all of the possible, what's left is the impossible. It's the impossible you're stuck with.
Eager to fix the restroom lights and get back to keep watch, you head out of the office through the west door. It's pretty dark in the hallway, but you have the layout memorized, even after the recent renovations. They like to move things around here a lot, maybe to confuse the animatronics. The supply closet is just ahead on your left. You want to stop there to pick up some fresh bulbs, since the bathrooms aren't always stocked. You'd hate to have to make a second trip. You yank the door open and try to step inside the closet, but you bump into something big, solid, furry, and wearing a blooded bow tie. Bonnie! You recoil, raising your hands in a futile defensive gesture. An ear-splitting shriek cuts through the night as the 6-foot-plus rabbit lunges from the shadows. The last thing you see before everything goes black is his massive jaw snapping open and shut. Game over. Fuck! So what the fuck are we supposed to do? Okay, let's inspect the desk. The new day shift security guard left quite a mess. Scrunched up food wrappers and empty soda cups everywhere. You know it can be hard to stay awake while watching cameras for 6 hours, but there's an unspoken rule in this office. Keep it clean for the next person. You're gonna have to leave a passive-aggressive note before you finish tonight. They'll never make Employee of the Month with an attitude like that. Just because we don't often meet our fellow employees doesn't mean we are part of the same Freddy Fazbear family. It's important to have some pride and consideration. This is one of the reasons you agree to record those training videos for new hires and leave phone messages as part of orientation. It helps you feel a connection to the other guards. You hope hearing a calm voice helps them keep a level head when things get tense. And it's nice to know that even after you leave this job, part of you will always remain here. You yank open the top middle drawer and yup, more trash. You pluck out the crumpled balls of paper and soda cups and spot something small and shiny at the bottom of the desk. A paperclip. Those always come in handy. You slip it into your pocket and finish tidying up the office. All those soda cups remind you about the restroom and those broken lights you have to take care of. We've done everything! We've done everything this night lets us do, and we're still fucked! How are we supposed to get through this? How? I swear to God, if I have to look up a guide on how to get through this fucking book, you know what? Screw it. I'm ending the stream. I'm gonna look up a guide
Okay.
just to get through night one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll see you guys later,
Bye-bye.
but not too much later. Probably I'm gonna look up the guide and then immediately we're gonna jump back into this and do that.
We'll figure it out, folks.
We'll figure this out.